Hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Folklore, and this time around we're going to face off against this guy. He's completely different from the guy that Ellen had to face, and also a lot more aggressive.
Indeed. But lucky for us, we can just light everything on fire.
Well, of course. As per usual in most,
so good.
as per usual in most boss fights like this, you need to take care of the little minions first, because, well, otherwise you'll never get anywhere. So far I have only ever encountered one exception to that rule, and that was in Okage Cherokee. But Okage is special, as we all know.
It's especially something. Let's put it that way.
They had no idea what they were doing, and so they created the only boss that's an exception to this rule.
Jeez. Wow, how did that cannonball not hit you? What the fuck?
The saddest part about him is that he's not all that useful when you actually get him, and also when it comes to the like what weapons he uses, that's really confusing, because as you see here, he shoots cannonballs and spreads fire. Now, he only spreads fire when you actually get him, but there's another monster that's practically exactly the same as him that does the other thing.
Fun. It's a good thing Keats already knows how to do this.
Well, he can always press the R3 button to get a tutorial on it.
He must know. Volcano, huh? Clearly not as good as the addition.
Well, I think you. How did that one go? There was one which was burning rash, which just sounds like bad skin complexion.
Yes.
That skin condition, yes.
That's actually pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, but it doesn't work quite. Doesn't work quite so well, because again, a lot of enemies will just get so close to you by the time you start firing this, that well, you're not gonna be able to actually hit them. You know, the same as it were with Maximilian. Although when they're still getting to you, it's actually a pretty good one, because a bit of, you know, crowd control. But what I'm gonna do for now, no, actually, I think I either do that later or off screen. And hello there, coney hair lady.
Who the hell is this?
Well, when we were playing this level as Alan, they were talking about this mysterious lady who works with a sexy glassed man and an invisible one, and that the fairies don't actually like her too much, and that she's kind of like a terrorist, in a way.
I blame the terrorists. Dude,
One
lady.
question.
He only asked two. Fun.
Yeah, because
Let's
like,
ask her again.
you can actually. This sentence taken out of context is really weird.
And threatening.
Talk to the dead to say to resolve your conundrums. See, even those guys don't like them.
You know, I don't think anybody really likes the fairies.
I don't believe I told you my name.
In order to protect Ellen, you must stack your luck stat. Got it.
No. Luck has nothing to do with anything. Although it does have to do with everything when you're playing Wild Arms. It's kind of annoying because you can never keep it up. But yeah, this realm is a pretty neat example of why of what kind of changes the Fairy King didn't like, because well, you could see that this is actually a pretty modern place compared to what the fairy realm was. But yeah, we can't do anything about this place yet. I thought, which in my opinion is pretty damn douchey. It's yet another place that we cannot visit simply because we don't have the a water elemental folk.
Don't Keats know that you can trade Pokemon. Come on now.
But yeah, see this guy? Now he, even though he's pretty much exactly the same as the one we got before, is actually the one that shoots cannonballs.
Weird.
Yeah. I guess, you know, since everything here is kind of how you would say, he has a very cute name though, Bombear.
Bear.
But since everything here is kind of based off of military stuff and armies and whatnot, you little bitch. It does kind of make sense why a lot of enemies would look the same, to be honest.
Yeah. Just like the terrain.
Just like the students in Type 0, you know, actually wearing uniforms that are all exactly the same.
No, not even close.
It's a destroy elemental weapon, but we already got better ones.
Indeed.
It's still a pretty cool one, and I believe when you once you level it up, it becomes better, as everything does. I don't know if I'm gonna do that though. Generally, if something doesn't feel just right from the very beginning, I just don't bother with it. I mean, Piggly is a prime example of something that is right just from the very beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah. Could never go wrong with Piggly.
Yeah, it only gets better.
And it's resistant to fire.
Mm-hmm. It has a very slightly different. It has a very slightly different design than the Gabbled. That actually, it even has a different name. It's essentially a faster destroy elemental attack. That's what that's more or less also what I was talking about when I said there are better destroy elemental things, even on this very level.
They're right here.
Mm-hmm. They work, as far as I remember, pretty much exactly the same as Gabbled when it comes to how fast they attack. The only difference is, well, singed to death. The only real difference is that they do not cause status effects, which is, well, that's one thing Ellen has above Keats.
But who needs status when you can rip your enemies to shreds?
Mm-hmm. And here I was also kind of trying to cheese him. You can sometimes do that. You know, try to get enemies from the place where they can't reach you at all. Invincibility frames for the win.
Yeah. I've noticed you taking advantage of that a couple times.
I always wonder if, like, in games like these, whether they're actually making the invincibility frames on purpose, or is it just by accident? Just change of animations or whatever.
Well, for a game like this, I would probably imagine on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, in things like Devil May Cry, it's pretty much art how they put together all of the invincibility frames.
Yeah. Sent them flying.
And also in, say, Drakengard 2, I don't really imagine them expecting anybody to actually play through the game without learning about invincibility frames.
Like you did.
That's just they're just inhuman.
So what's this book trying to tell us here?
It just kind of shows us all of the little soldiers. A little bit late with that, but whatever.
What are you trying to burn here?
I'm just kind of testing for how long it lasts and how it feels in general, and whether or not I do actually want to keep using it.
I see.
Thankfully, the enemies don't really seem to have too many invincibility frames.
Oh, if only they knew how good dodge rolling was.
What's really nice, if I remember correctly, they did it also for Ellen. They pretty much provide you with just enough of those guys to level them up at least once before you leave this place.
Like that.
No, actually, that's a rank up. That's different. No, actually,
what's the difference?
Well, rank up is my level up. I get more HP. He has a very sad face.
He does not want to be here.
Oh yeah, I did actually get a few level ups from it. So yeah, they do provide you with enough, or rather more than enough.
Isn't that sweet?
It's very nice of them. Yeah, and now they give me the. As I said, they do provide you with just enough. Because the message was just really, really, really late.
Yep.
You see, it's a really, really fast attack.
That's
And it's
actually pretty good.
Yeah, what's really cool about it, it's the arms are actually act exactly as his own. Like it's like he's putting he's putting his arms inside of those spears.
And considering those are the thing's arms, that's kind of morbid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, him grabbing folks by the neck and using them like weapons isn't the furthest extent of what he's going to do.
Oh my.
You can also see singed corpses of the freaking garganturas around here. A lot of them. Who actually managed to defeat so many of them, is my question.
Ellen.
Well, to be fair, she did kill one without even being able to absorb its id.
All the combos.
Yeah, pretty much the idea is hit 2 times with just about any folk, and it's going to continue on. Well, most of them, not the really heavy hitters that only have like 1.
Ellen and Keats for Project Awesome 2, am I right?
That would be amazing, but it's never going to happen.
Indeed, because this game is not owned by
anything anymore.
Yeah.
Although I believe since Sony was actually the publisher of this, they do technically hold the rights, but I don't believe they would be even remotely interested in kind of including them anywhere.
Yeah, which is a shame.
I mean, hell, they kind of disown all of their already existing and kind of successful RPG franchises. Why should they pick up something so forgotten?
I want Wild Arms 6.
The closest thing that comes to Wild Arms 6 is Resonance of Fate.
Pretty much. I like that game.
I still haven't played it. Oh, I really want to, because I've seen it. It looks really, really fun. And also it seems to have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few examples when I'm pretty much okay with the 50 Shades of Brown graphics. I mean, if you're going to make your whole setting about it, that's all right. Just, you know, like their entire world is all rusty and metallic and everything, and it looks really nice in how ugly it is, but that's the point.
Speaking of ugly, oh god.
That's a bad corner to be in.
Yeah, it is. This is a double bad corner to be in. Jesus.
Yeah, this game does not mess around.
This is just mean.
And I need to kill one of them at least in order to survive.
You should kill both of them though, so you can level up the thing. See, there you go. I highly doubt that dust is green, considering where we are.
Well, all items are red.
Even when they're not.
Even when they're green or yellow or red.
Mm-hmm.
And here is
What
the
the
pet
hell is
shield.
this?
We already got one with Ellen.
Oh yeah.
It's
Isn't
the
he the
shield
better
guy.
shield? Yeah.
Yes, he's the wonderful shield. And again, they actually provide us with enough fodder for a level up.
Absorb 6 of them. Well enough.
Mm-hmm. Just attack them from behind, they can never do anything about that.
Just like Sundowner.
They're surprisingly aggressive fighters for something that's supposed to be an ultimate shield.
Well, yeah, did you see how angry their shields are?
Like they run up to you and they start punching you with shields.
Like this guy's about to.
Well, no, he will never get to it. You'll be dead before he does.
Yep.
Or rather, his soul will be eaten. So let's have a look at the picture. Yeah, still free, so I'll just have to go back and go in.
You know, all the craters around this area, someone must have had to go through a lot of work just to perfectly dig all. That's dedication.
I think they're just explosions.
Well, if they were explosions, they'd be hurting you. Come on now.
I must say though, the the reflective effect on the ground is actually pretty nicely done. Like it gives it a lot of depth. It doesn't look like a flat texture.
Attack power increased. Now you can kill things even faster.
Even better. Singed to death.
Roasted soldier.
It feels kind of bad with how cute the noises they make are.
Nah, it's just right. Like burning Sims. Can't go wrong.
No, when it comes to Sims, the best way to go about it is drowning.
I don't know, man. Burning them is pretty fun.
I only burn babies.
Well, they are mere objects.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially when you put in that cheat code that allows you to move every object, you can just put them on a you can just put them on an oven.
Yeah. Oh God.
And here I'm just going to save before I go off to face the Gargantua. Because fuck if I'm going to go through that mess I had to put up with Ellen.